Hello everyone. I welcome you all to Startup Academy, which is India's exclusive coaching for ISS examination. This is your paper of 20 ISS paper 2026 analysis, and we have already done many of them. This is the paper analysis of paper 3, and in today's lecture, we'll be saying what trend does this exam followed regarding the previous 10-year examination of ISS, and how where was the difference this time, and in which field they have asked the maximum amount of question, and in which field they haven't asked that much questions. So as overall we'll be seeing what kind of questions were easier, tougher, or moderate. That also we'll be reviewing today, and along with all of these we'll be seeing how could have been what all the subjects and what all the topics are included in this paper, which were regarded important to us or which weren't regarded important to us before this, and how have we done the preparation of it. Those who are preparing for 2027's ISS examination, this is beneficial for you, as well as those who have given the exam. This video is beneficial for you as well to check where you stand in the examination. So let us begin. So if you know the pattern of your ISS paper statistics paper 3, which is on the third day of our examination in the morning batch 9 to 12, the pattern includes uh, there are they have given there are 8 questions and 2 sections. Total 8 questions and 2 sections. In the section 1, there are 2 questions which are compulsory for you to attempt. And in section 2, there are total 5 questions, but you have to only attempt 3 out of those 5. So in total, you are attempting 5 questions in here, and each question consists of 40 marks. So the total marks, one question has 40 marks, and total questions that we have to cover are 5. So the total marks of this examination is 40 into 5, which is 200. So this paper was of 200 marks, and it is believed that this examination, or paper 3, statistics paper 3, is the toughest of all the papers when we compare it with other papers, statistics paper 1, 2 and 4, and GS and English. GS is also considered as tough examination, and this also is considered as tough examination. So in here you have been provided with one answer come booklet, one answer question come answer booklet, and one question paper, and both of in question come answer booklet you have to write the answers, and one question paper has been provided to at the end of that booklet. So you detach itself, and that is for your convenience to carry this at your home or to do the questions there only. Okay, this is about the overview of this paper. How does this paper occur? Now, those who have given the examination must be knowing this, and those who haven't given that this is for you. How does it occur in the examination? Total time was 3 hours, which is 180 minutes. If we take it in minutes, so total time was 3 hours. Now let us see what our questions have been asked in the examination. Now the first section, section A. This time we will be seeing that mostly sampling and GLM. GLM, that is also econometrics. Sampling and econometrics covered major portion of your paper 3, and time series analysis, demand analysis, and what do we have, index number analysis. All of them covered very minor portion of your examination, which was against the trend of the PYQs, because in the PYQs generally time series analysis, demand analysis, and your uh, index number covers major portion, and the sampling and econometrics were decreasing. But suddenly this time it was unexpected, because they have again considered sampling and econometrics as the major portion, and ditching the all of the rest 3 ones. So here the first question was of our sampling method, and this was an unexpected question, or this was a numerical question, where the derivation is of simple random sampling without replacement. The derivation of was of simple random sampling without replacement, but here one thing has been provided to us, that n plus n1 units have been taken instead of n units. And when we have to prove that it is also an unbiased population of unbiased estimate of population mean, and we have to also obtain its estimate. And this question was of your 15 marks. Second question was general linear least generalized least square estimator, which we have done in the econometrics portion very clearly, stating every assumptions and doing it from the very beginning till the very end. Whatever they have asked us, they have given us to find variance covariance matrix. This also we have done. Those who have attended our lecture videos must have found this question very easy, because this we have done, and also we have found out its unbiased estimator. So these two things have been asked, and this was expected one, and this was a plus point to all those who have done our lecture videos on econometrics, and it was of 15 marks. Now question 1 part C was of 10 marks, and it was of demand analysis. Demand analysis, here again, in the previous question paper in 2025, price elasticity of supply and demand was asked. Similarly, it has been asked this time, and it was unexpected because they do not repeat the questions in the corresponding years, but they have repeated exactly the same question, and they have also asked us the shape of the demand curve, and they have given us the demand curve as well, and the numerical also. So the definition, numerical, and shape, three things have been asked for 10 marks. So it was unexpected, but if you would have done demand analysis very clearly, which we have done in our lecture videos, then this was an easier question. Now following the question number 2A, all of this questions section A were compulsory, so either you are choosing or not choosing, this you would have done compulsorily in your examination. Question number 2A suggests that we have been given, now this was a direct implementation of systematic sampling, which we have done in our lecture video. Derivation of systematic samplings, systematic samplings, variance of RH systematic sampling. So first of all, the variance we have been provided, we have to find the variance. Second was we have to show that systematic sampling was more efficient compared to simple random sampling without replacement. This also we have done in our lecture videos. This was also direct implementation of that, and they only these two questions have been asked for 10 plus 5 marks. First was 10 marks for finding the variance plus 5 marks for the this portion, which is comparison of efficiency between systematic sampling and simple random sampling without replacement. So this was also easy one. Now moving forward to question number 2B. Here again you have been asked to find the OLSC. Now this question was of 10 marks, and it was a direct numerical, and numerical questions also we have done in our lecture videos. Here they have just asked you to find the ordinary least square estimator. If you know the formula, then you would have directly applied it to the question. Variance of beta cap was sigma square x dash x inverse. These were the two formulas, and it was the direct implementation of these two formulas that you would have find out the answer. So it was very easy question, and we have done it previously, and it was of 10 marks. Now question number 2C was an unexpected question, because many a times advanced time series have been asked, and the normal time series, which is given in our fundamental of applied statistics, has been ignored if we see the past few years examination. But this time they have asked the seasonal variation in time series and how to find that, ratio to trend method, ratio to moving average method, both of them. And here also they have asked us this formula, this table or this numerical, where it was given in FAS. It was exact copy of an FAS paper, FAS numerical problem, and ratio to trend method was to be used in this one to find the seasonal variation in this question. So it was direct implementation of that. So this concludes your section A. We'll be let me tell you one thing, that we'll be solving all of the numericals of this question and the question paper 4, 1 and 2. Everything will be conducting a series in which we'll be taking every numericals, or in which we'll be taking topics, and we'll be starting from 2026 onwards, so that we'll be able to cover what all mistakes did we do in the examination and how can we improve that for our future use. Now we'll be arriving at section B. In section B, you can attempt 3 questions out of the 5. We'll be discussing or we'll be analyzing every one, but you see which one you have attempted and how it was asked in the examination according to yourself. So question number 3A. First question has been asked from PPS, which is probability proportional to sampling. Desraj estimator has been asked. Previously, it was asked in 2018 or 19, I guess. Now it has been asked. So it was an expected one. Either of them would have been asked, because Harvard-Thompson was asked in the PYQ of 2025. So this time it would have been Desraj or any other estimator from PPS. And they have also asked us about the difference between ordered and unordered estimate in PPS sampling. Second one is again of econometrics. So this is again sampling. This is again econometrics. And this time they have asked about MLE, maximum likelihood estimator of sigma square, and also examine its unbiasedness. Both the derivations have been asked and it was of 15 marks. Now moving forward to question number 3C. This was a index number question, and it was the direct implementation of your FAS question. And if you would have done the what do we call that, numerical portion of that, then it was an easier one. It had the formula summation IW upon summation IW, something like this. 4A, question number 4A included a numerical problem based on our sampling. Simple random sampling without replacement. Many of the numericals we have done in the theoretical portion, where we have covered simple random sampling without replacement and the PYQs as well. So it was also one of them which have been done previously. Now question number 4B was a different kind of question, and it was an unexpected one because it included SEM plus Keynesian model plus Keynesian model. These two topics were included. Keynesian model plus SEM. SEM is our simultaneous equation model. Now, if we talk about question number, it was a bit difficult and unexpected, and it was numerical, because here you can only see the variables are different, yt, tt, yt minus 1, and time series also has been included. So this was a difficult one. This question was difficult, and it was a 15 marks. Now again, question number 4C. This time they have asked the unexpected. This time they have asked the numerical portion of Dickey-Fuller test, which have never been asked in the PYQ. So it was a bit difficult for all those who haven't practiced numericals, who have just read the theories. So this was a bit difficult of Dickey-Fuller test, and it is again of stationary time series analysis. Now moving forward to question number 5A, which is ratio estimator. Again, this is a sampling question, ratio estimator, and they have asked us to calculate, they have asked us the derivation of ratio estimator, how do we find that, and the variance of ratio estimator as well. So it was previously done and it would have been easier. Next question is question number 5B, which was of Durbin-Watson test. Now Durbin-Watson test numerical has been asked. This time mostly numericals are asked, and that too unexpected numericals mostly. So this was also an unexpected question of Durbin-Watson test statistic. Now question number 5C, was a autocorrelation function and correlogram, which is again of time series analysis, advanced time series analysis. If you know how to derive it from autocorrelation and correlogram, then you would have solved it. Otherwise, this was a difficult one. Now, question number 6A was of our uh, stratified sampling. It was derivation plus numerical question, because there have been asked that it should be less than 4 pi upon 1 plus pi square. It was a numerical plus a derivation question. So this was also a difficult one. In general, we can consider question 5, B, C and question 6A were a bit difficult for all those who haven't practiced numericals on these type of topics. And if you can see the trend of this time, then you know that UPSC is unpredictable, because they haven't ever asked numericals on these kind of questions, which is very on the test like Dickey Fuller or Durbin Watson test, which is very rare, or which we would have done it in our college examination or practical papers. They have asked us here in the theoretical portion, so that was a drastic change this time. Now moving forward to another question number 6B. Again, GLM has been asked, general linear model, and it is about restricted assumption. Linear restriction or restricted assumption. Linear restriction we can write. Linear restriction or restricted estimator have been given. This also the exact derivation we have done in our series of our ISS sampling question. ISS econometrics problem. The first topic which we covered was restricted estimator only. So it was easy one. If you would have covered our video, then this was an easy portion for you all. Now question number 6C was describe the scope and problems generally related to construction of consumer price index. This was an important one, and this was easier one if you would have read the theoretical portions of index numbers, then this was an easier one. Moving forward to question number 7A. Here again, they have asked us about PPS, in which Lahiri's method has been asked, cumulative total method has been asked, and Lahiri's method numerical has been asked. Again, an unexpected question, because Lahiri's method numerical have never been asked beforehand. So this was that. And if you see in this paper, PPS has been covered majorly, or whole of the PPS has been covered, barring our Howitz-Thompson estimator. Every estimation method has been covered. Cumulative total, Lahiri's method, everyone has been covered, and this was of 10 marks. This question was of 10 marks. Now question number 7B was of heteroscedastic disturbances. This also, this problem in econometric model, heteroscedasticity, we have discussed in very detail, and also the PYQs we have covered. So if you would have done that, then it was an easier question for you, and it was of 15 marks. Now the last portion contains question number 7C. This was our index number question. Only one question out of all the questions, one has been asked of index, one has been asked of demand analysis, 2-3 are for time series, and rest other are sampling and econometrics. So this was our index number. They have asked almost everything in this question. They have asked us about difference between fixed base index number, chain based indices, and what are the situations where chain based indices are used, merits and demerits of chain based indices, as well as one of the numerical on the fixed based and chain based indices. So it was an easier one as compared to other questions of index number. So it was an easier one. Now moving forward to the last question of our analysis, which is question number 8A. Cluster sampling. Directly derivation has been asked of cluster sampling. So it is again of sampling portion. And if you would have done the derivation of cluster sampling from our lecture videos, then this was also an easier portion for all of you. Question number 8b, this was of 15 marks. Now question number 8b, nature of autocorrelation disturbances in general linear regression model, and also consequences of autocorrelation disturbances on GLRM. This was a mixture of time series analysis plus econometrics. And everything, autocorrelation we have discussed, one of the problem of linear models or econometrics models, so that would have been included in here, and also the consequences would have been included in this question. Now moving to the last question, question number 8c, where they have only asked us about time series analysis. Each part consists of 5 marks each, and there are 5 parts. Sorry, each part consists of 3 marks each, and there are 5 marks. So in total, this question was of 15 marks. First of all, random walk with drift. We have considered this in our time series analysis. Trend stationary time series also considered. Stationary time series also considered. Different stationary time series also considered. Deterministic trend also considered, and time series integrated of order D. This is nothing but ARIMA model. It is also considered. The only thing that the names have been changed, the models were the same, the names have been changed. If you knew the property, you would have solved this. And this is how we conclude our analysis of paper 3. So, if you were good in sampling and econometrics, then this question would have been moderate for you. If you would have been good at sampling, econometrics, and time series analysis, then this was an easy paper for you. If you would have not been good at both of them, then this was a hard examination for you. And the proper analyzed portion of here, since we are statistics students, so you can see here we have analyzed the whole of the statistics paper 3, what topic came, and from which and from that topic which subtopic came in our examination and for how many marks. And in total we have also given the marks distribution table, topic wise weightage distribution table, topic wise weightage distribution table for numerical and theory, derivation, application, problem, conceptual, everything. And also we have provided us where would you have yielded high score theory, what theory should have you been doing to have a strong hold of the concepts, numerical readiness, how would have you practiced numericals, or how would have you attempted question to get the good marks, and revision plan also. So we have covered all the topics in here from question number 1A to 8C. I am getting a slide. You can take a screenshot and compare whatever you have done in the examination and how did it vary from the PYQ, and check on your own and do your own analysis, because you are also statistics students and this is a work for you all as well, how to compare and how to analyze, because the service you are preparing for is this only. You have to analyze a number of things for the government of India as well. This can be the beginning of your work. This was all for our lecture video, or not lecture actually, the analyzing video for paper 3. If you would have if you want me to start from some particular topic or some particular question in the analysis series or the PYQ series, then you can comment that question down below, or you can text message us on our WhatsApp. We'll be starting with that. And if you have any doubt, you can ask us in the comment section. All the best. Thank you.
Startup Academy.